Everybody wants to be successful, and yet we all have different ideas of what that is. Finding success is the journey we embark upon to go and get what's ours. We are willing to travel down within to find our greatness buried deep inside of us, questioning society's views and flipping the script, putting our own stamp on life. We're here because our future is within our control. Finding success is how we grab hold of what is possible. The relentless pursuit of success starts here. We are Finding Success, and we are here to help break that monotony of your life and help you find your version of success. I did it good. Welcome back to another episode, guys. With me, Alex.
And me, Adam.
It is Sunday of day of recording. I don't know when you're listening to it, but
3rd of July.
3rd of July. British Grand Prix. Can't believe he won. Not going to spoil it. Oh, you already know, probably. Anyway.
It's literally down the road from us as well.
No, you might be able to hear him going around while we're recording.
Anyways. How you been, Mr. Alex?
Not too bad. Again, busy as ever. But refocusing.
Yeah, good. Zeroing down.
Yeah, because I have been away with the fairies recently. I'm not going to lie to you. I think you know that, and I definitely know that. So, refocusing.
Let's not go too deep. We're going to catch up with that in another episode. But for now...
How are you?
I'm all right, mate. Yeah, I'm good. Living the dream. Trained this morning. Feeling great. Feeling broken. But I feel good at the same time.
Ain't it a good feeling?
Yeah, I love it.
trained this morning.
Love it.
Such a good vibe.
You feel dead and terrible, but when you're finished, you're like, that was
when
good.
you wake up in the morning, you can't get out of bed.
Yeah, you can't exactly roll out of bed.
Damn.
You're like, yeah.
I know I've done some work.
Done a good job. Had a good session.
Big sesh today. Focus. Come on. We're not...
Yeah, come on. We're not, well, this is a serious podcast. Today, episode 49, by the way, getting close to that big number of 50.
Damn.
We're going to talk about one of the... Well, we're going to bring it down, actually. We're going to talk about the economic state of the country. We're going to name it. Is it really all over?
You sounded like Will Smith's lad then. Did you hear? Did you see his... Will Smith? You know Will Smith?
Yeah.
His lad. What's his name?
Jaden.
Have you seen his... What people were giving him beef? It was probably about a few months ago now. But he was on a podcast similar to our one, really. Not as good as ours.
Well, nothing is it really?
Of course. And he was like, "Oh, when I talk to kids my age, man, I'm like, they're like, oh, doing all this, getting all excited, hyped, and just, I don't know, rubbish. Just did that sort of phase." And then he goes, "Can we not talk about the state of the current economic climate and the political situation of the world?" He was like, and I haven't got anything against that. It's just funny that he didn't want to speak to people his own age, because we like to have a laugh.
We do.
Well,
as you can just see.
Exactly. But we do get the serious dude as well.
Yeah. Well, we have to, because it's life.
You do have to. Otherwise you're left behind.
We don't want to be left behind, do we? We don't want to be closing that book and picking the Hello magazine up. What's it? Hello? Is it Hello magazine?
Hello, okay.
Yeah, Hello magazine up and reading through that.
The Sun.
Deirdre has had an accident in the toilet and the world wants to know. I don't want to know. I want to know...
Someone got divorced.
Yeah, I really don't care. I don't know. I want to know about facts. Don't want to know about ifs or buts. I want to talk about absolutes.
Nice. Things that affect us whilst they're having a laugh, because we're not against talking to people around it. Anyway, that was a massive...
Bit of a rant, but it's all good. Bit of a rant.
Where do we go to? Is it all over?
Is it really all
Current
over?
state of the world.
Yeah. Is the world really all over? How many countries are in economic despair right now?
Do you know how many countries there are in the world?
No.
No, so let's do it on a percentile. I reckon 99.9% of the countries in the world.
I think it... Don't quote me on it. I think it's 51.
What countries?
In
the
European Union.
Oh, I was going to say, there's over 100 and something odd in the world.
So,
yeah.
We all know, though, that the European Union is pretty low
yes.
in the economic growth.
We're feeling it in Europe.
We are. So, I want to talk about, well, realistically, is this the beginning of a recession? personal question to you. That's my question to you. Is this a beginning of a recession?
So I think the definition of recession is that not basically where the market's crashed by 20% in a short period of time?
In market form.
Yes, sorry, I'm talking about.
In market form, yeah.
And
it's commonly defined to have 2 or more negative quarters.
In like GDP and all sorts of other factors.
GDP, yeah.
Oh, well, we're probably not far away then, are we?
Yeah.
Jeez, just one more quarter, isn't it? And then we're recession.
Yeah, exactly.
And it wouldn't surprise me if we do, because what the whole world has been through and now still going through with the whole Russia and Ukraine thing going on, however terrible that is, how that's affecting the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's just another...
Or it's like COVID. It's the Russia-Ukraine thing. It's, COVID's been going on for, 2 years now?
2 years now, man. Over 2 years now.
Well, yeah, 2.5 years. And the economy is still recovering. It's never going to fully recover, but it's still recovering from stopping people from working, stopping the world moving, basically. We stopped manufacturing everything. We stopped cars. I mean, look at the prices of cars over the past couple of months and years. They've just gone up because we stopped manufacturing them. No one can make them. So demand's gone high and the supply is low.
Spot on. I've always noticed the last few years, in the UK, our registration plates sort of tell you the year the car was registered / bought.
Yeah.
And normally, come March, you see all the new plates for the new year come through, and I've seen barely any.
Oh, mate, it's ridiculous.
No one's getting new cars. Even on company car schemes, just no one's getting the new cars. I've seen a few trucks, because obviously trucks have a slightly different deal with like age and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But that is it.
Yeah. It's pretty scary, isn't it?
Scary, because like the year before, I remember 1920, like so many... You just see all the fresh plates. You're like, damn, everyone's got new cars.
Yeah.
It's like, cool.
And we're here and we're like, oh, no one's getting new cars anymore. Anyway, back to my question. Do you think it's going to be a recession? Do you think we are in a recession? Do you think it's coming?
I don't think we're in one yet, are we?
No, we're not yet. But do you think it's going to be one?
Yes.
Is this the beginning?
Yes. Do you?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I think, I do. I think this has been a long time coming. We've seen positive market conditions for
so long.
I want to say 14 years, something like that. No,
since
10, 11, 12 years.
12 years, yeah.
12
2010, pretty much all the
market conditions.
Yeah.
For 12 years straight. Obviously, we had a massive dip starting of COVID March. Everything dipped, but it recovered so quickly.
Wasn't a big dip. Wasn't what you thought would happen.
It was ridiculous.
Considering the world just went, nope.
Nothing, yeah. It was like a meme, innit?
Yeah.
Nope. It dipped. I think it was definitely a crash. It was 20-30%, wasn't it? But it recovered
so quick.
3-4 months later. And in my opinion, it shouldn't have recovered that quickly. How? Why? I don't know, but it did. I think it's definitely the beginning of a recession. Can we time it? We never can time it, can we? We don't know.
Nope.
Obviously, we understand, or we have 2 definitions of a recession. We can understand that if 2 negative quarters becomes a recession, or a market crash, 20% becomes a recession as well. So we have those 2 things that we can work off. And obviously, if you want 2 negative quarters, if you get positive this quarter, then it's not technically in a recession for another two quarters.
Right, yeah.
So you've kind of...
Fair. So you could be... But it doesn't mean people aren't feeling the pinch of a recession like you would. It's just, by definition, it's not classed as. Interesting.
Why do you think the world is in such a bad way at the moment? As we already stated a little bit, why do you think it's just continuing to go from bad to worse? In your own opinion?
Obviously, because of everything that happened with COVID, and still now happening with the Ukraine-Russia war, everything's going up in price. So suddenly, your weekly shop's gone up from 50 quid to 60 quid, 62 quid. But that's every week, so it's 12 quid times 4 every month. That's times over a year. That's huge. Same with, everybody knows what the crack is with fuel right now. It's offensive. It's doubled since, so in 2020, I remember pulling up into my Tesco's. This was during COVID. It was like 96p a litre, and now it's well over double that. So that's another factor, because you're doing it again. How often do you fill up your tank? If you're lucky, once a week. Yeah. A lot of people do it more than that. Some people get to do it less. But that's 4 times a month. It's 4 times a month at least. However many times a year, it's just really affecting people's wallets. Yeah. Which is making them feel the pinch. Mm-hmm. So they're not going out and being as, not affluent, but relaxed with the old spending. You know, just being a bit smarter.
They're keeping an eye on their spendings.
Yeah, because they're listening
to the podcast. To be fair,
it's 100% because they're listening to the podcast, because they're well-educated people that know what to do with their money. So actually, people are not feeling the pinch that much. Yeah, because they've accelerated their savings, just like we say we do.
People that aren't, they are.
And obviously, power, electricity, everything like that in the UK currently, and I believe it's the same in America.
Yeah,
all going up because it's a similar thing with the fuel. Why the same reason fuel's going up. And it just hurts everybody's pockets.
Yeah.
Even the wealthy get pinched, but they just
continue to grow.
They don't feel pinches as hard as we feel pinches.
It's as you said, and again, you guys, if you listen to previous episodes, which if you haven't already, go back to episode 1 and listen to all of them, and then you will not understand why I'm hatred for something. But the news just perceives bad things that people who don't necessarily want to live completely positive all the time feeds them stories. And we're just finding things to put out there. They're just finding content, and they're just making content and making it sound really clickbaity, and people click on it for the click, for the ad, for whatever, so they can get their money, and that's all they want to do.
Yep.
Whereas, I don't want to listen to that. And like, I walk around, I don't know, my mum's house, and she's got a news, and I'm like, mate, turn this off. Do you know what I mean? Or I walk to friends or family, and they've got the news on, or like the news at 6. I don't want to watch the news at 6. Do you know what I mean? I want to watch something happy, something that makes me want to live my life, not something that doesn't make me want to live my life. And I think that also doesn't help the world's situation. Because if people see doom and gloom,
spot on,
they then just
they project it.
Yeah,
you are what you eat.
Yeah.
In the sense of nutrition, but you are also what you
Consume.
see and think. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If you're consuming bad news and negativity, you're going to put out bad news and negativity. And we're not saying ignore the news. You got to stay up to date.
Of course you have.
There's ways of doing it. So if you suddenly fill yourself with positivity and not good fortune, but positive thinking, a good outlook on life, a great mindset is almost like a non-negative. Just it is what it is. No good, no bad. Just this is what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And your whole life changes because you no longer get angry at traffic. You no longer get angry at like someone cutting you up on a roundabout. You no longer get angry. There's no more asparagus left in the shop because I've got to go to a different shop or the fuel prices, because you're just like, this is what it is. I've got to deal with it now. I can't control any of these factors.
Yeah.
And you just have a completely different outlook on life. And it all comes from just what you consume. If you limit the consumption of negative news, people.
Yeah. People's a big one.
People's a huge one, isn't it? Just limit that as much as possible.
And you'll find life is a lot easier to live.
Yeah. So
and I think also you won't be as down about the country being in such despair. You won't be about, wow, world's about to end. I'm going to lose my job because the company's not doing very well. And if the company's not doing very well, it means I'm going to lose a job because I can't afford to keep me on, and so on and so forth. And it's just a rolling big ball of poo.
Spot on. And what do snowballs do? They just get bigger and bigger.
Exactly.
So it's going to get worse and worse, and you're going to get depressed.
Yeah.
So you can sort that out. Just think positively and just understand it's out of your control. Just roll with it, and you'll create a mindset where you can actually start to work a way out of it. Build a strategy to not work you out, but ride the wave. Just go with it instead of try and fight against it, because you're never going to be able to fight.
No, at all.
This sort of stuff we're talking about.
Do you think inflation will cause a recession in the UK?
Yeah, I do.
So do I. And it can. Because if wages don't increase and products still climb, then people aren't spending the money, or people don't have the money to spend.
Because the cost of living's gone up.
Yeah, exactly.
Cost of buying everyday items are, as a country, we create and sell to the world, it just stops happening. You stop going down to the...
A climb in inflation, as in steadily, shows the economy doing good, doesn't it?
Yes.
On a slow basis,
Yes.
controlled, slow.
Don't they target about
basis.
2%?
2.93% or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Very small amount, not an amount that you can notice,
Yeah.
but an amount to make people want to spend now.
Yeah. People are happily and feeling comfortable and confident spending their money.
Yeah, spot on. So the Bank of England, I don't know if... Should we go into that?
Yeah, you can do.
Do you want to go into inflation a little bit?
A little bit.
Yeah, that's right. I think I will. So, Bank of England controls interest rates in the UK. And they control it from all the major banks in the UK. And it'll be the same, I think in America, is it the Federal Reserve?
Yeah.
They control the
Fed,
they control the interest rates, etc. And it's quite big when the Bank of England announce interest rates raising by 1%. But it's like, that's big news because it all affects everyone, because it makes people basically switch from spending mode to saving mode because they think they're going to get more money back from giving their money to the banks. It means stuff like mortgages will go up, stuff like just borrowing money in general gets more expensive. So that side of the world stops almost completely. People stop buying cars now because they're not going to get a car loan to do it because it costs them too much money.
Yeah.
Et cetera, et cetera. The markets always feel a little pinch as well when inflation is increased. And same in America, the exact same process happens in America. I've made that, is that reasonably clear?
Mate, great.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because I get lost in my own head sometimes, so yeah. Message us if you want more details.
Yeah.
And so at the minute they're increasing interest rate. Are they announced? Was it 2.5
of increase or current
increased?
Rate? I can't tell you what the increase is. But
No,
I
I
can tell you
can't.
what the current rate is.
Go on. Oh, I don't want to know.
As of June, the current inflation percentage is 9.1%.
That's it.
Yeah. Bear in mind, 2 years ago, we were averaging 2.9% over a period of 25 years. So imagine what difference this 9.1% has made.
Is that so far this year is where we're at?
Yes.
Yeah.
9.1% currently in June. Outstanding.
It's quite scary, isn't it? So that's what we think inflation's at the minute. So the Bank of England has got to react to that and up interest rates. But obviously if they do that so quickly, it can cause a crash in itself. Because everyone panics like, if the Bank of England's worried that inflation's going to affect us, we must panic as well. So everyone stops spending, and it all just it's literally on a what do you call it, a seesaw, isn't it? Where they can't do too much, but they have to do enough to not completely ruin us. And it's an incredibly difficult job.
Oh, I wouldn't want to do it, put it that way.
No, definitely not. And I think there's definitely more factors, and obviously their own personal money is involved.
Yeah,
it's all smelly and lower.
It's disgusting.
But 9%, that's insane.
9.1%.
Your money in your bank account is not worth the same as it was 1 year ago.
Yeah.
Just think about that. If you're a hardcore saver, don't do anything but save, you are literally losing money. Just think about that.
It's quite scary, isn't it? Because like people out there would think, I've got all this money.
Yep.
I've got, say, we know someone that's got like 50 grand in their account and they're just sitting on it, and it's like, mate, that 50 grand is losing value at 9.1%.
Imagine that after 5 years.
9.1%. So if you are sitting on a lump sum of money, figure out your living expense, 6-12 months. Listen to previous podcasts, understand it. Sit on that money.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's losing you money or not. Sit on it, because that is your boundary. And listen to some more previous podcasts and go and find where to put the rest of it. Because if you're sitting on that much amount of cash, you're just doing yourself no favours at all. No favours at all.
It's costing you more than you think.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, what the S&P is returning currently 1%.
Really?
If you're on the higher end, if you're at 7 to 10% on average, it returns. If you're sitting at 10%, you're only getting 1% back return from the investments at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah. Spot on. Yeah.
Obviously, yes, it's going to drop, and when it drops, boy, like a charm, I'm cashing in, boys, and girls. But just remember that. Just remember that. Have you got anything else to add?
This is not financial advice. Please don't.
Very good
For
point.
legal reasons, we've got to get that in.
Yeah, this is not financial advice. If you want some
Podcast is for
advice,
entertainment purposes only.
go and seek a financial advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only.
Now we've got that crap out of the way. Carry on. No, that's me done on that subject.
There you go. All right. It's good. So, yeah.
So
Is it really all over?
Is the world over? So I want to go on a slightly different topic.
Go on.
But still related. Is the world over? I would like to say no. Obviously, it's not all over.
You've just blown my mind, dude.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, blows my mind.
Simply because I think this will become the new norm.
Yeah.
Just like it has over however many generations we've been around, however many generations the fiat money has been in control. I've always had these horrendous periods. World War I, World War II, the Great Depression in America. They're all things we've overcome because we're relentless.
Yeah.
Human beings are relentless. We just want to thrive.
Yeah.
And we will do. This will just become our new norm. Fuel will be this expensive now forever.
Yeah.
We will get back on top of it and we will learn to live like this. And in 20 years, when the next natural disaster or financial crash happens, we'll be like, oh, God, it's all over. But actually, we've had 20 years of really good going, and we just make it work because it's in our nature.
Yeah.
I just want to make everyone remember that. It might be tough now, but I think it will just be the new norm. And we have to adapt, get used to this way of living. And as long as you can always adapt, you'll always thrive.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Links will be down below. Share this podcast. Get it out there. Have a good weekend, guys, and have a good week. See you next time.
Success is available for everybody, so why should you settle for less?